We're live. Welcome back. Episode 4.
Is that on?
Yeah.
Oh.
I already
Okay.
tested it.
You tested it like an hour ago.
Yep, episode 4. We're back. We didn't upload yesterday because we're all depressed, lazy pieces of shit. Just kidding. That's me. I can't speak for everybody else.
That's definitely me.
I've just been busy.
He's just depressed and not lazy.
Essentially.
You're just depressed and manic.
But yeah, we're going to try to at least upload once a week. So even if it's not on Saturday, just expect an episode on Sunday.
Around the weekend.
Or even Monday, maybe.
Yeah, actually, just don't expect any episodes.
But, yeah. I don't think we really missed anything or really, missed much news. There's not really a lot has happened over the course of the last
world's
week.
still ending.
Yeah.
Orange Man's still bad.
Twitter.
I was going to say, I just honestly haven't really been paying attention to a lot of things.
Caban won.
Who?
Caban won DA
Okay.
in New York.
She's a Justice Dem.
Yeah.
Okay.
Congratulations to her, honestly.
Yeah,
that is a hard fought race when you're a Justice Dem.
Yeah,
It's
I
good.
can, let me actually look up the issues of it.
How hard it was for AOC to beat Crowley when he was, purposely, trying to drain her campaign funds.
They engaged
by moving
in
her
corruption
posters.
to
The levels of corruption in that is just ridiculous.
yeah. There were some very anti-democratic things going on.
Remember when Ro Khanna was like, oh, I support them both. What are you doing, buddy?
Honestly. That made me take a double take at Roe for a second, but he's been consistent on a lot of other stuff, so I'm like, no, he's good.
Yeah, dude, he good.
Yelling a bunch and everything.
What? What are you?
I'm joking.
Get the fuck out of here.
Start yelling about everything and start randomly rambling on.
Yeah, basically that's what a podcast is, to be honest.
No, just
Yeah. That's all that it is.
ruin it.
No. The only way you could ruin it is if you disagree with us. No, I'm just kidding.
Not true at all.
That's
We
not true.
encourage people to disagree with us. 'Cause
Mm-hmm. The free marketplace of ideas is...
If they
it
can offer
reigns.
valid
The
criticism.
best conversations start with people that have different ideas. You know what I mean?
Yeah, brainstorming is the first part of any scientific process.
Great idea, man. Good stuff.
What are you doing, Davion? Do you want to sit in with us?
Yeah, I'll sit in and...
All right.
Be our first guest.
Yeah. We were supposed to.
We're always freestyling
We're
this
supposed
thing.
to have our boy Grayson on here, but he's gonna be on here next weekend.
Oh,
so,
really?
yeah. What?
I'm kidding. I'm playing. I'm playing. I love Grayson. And I really I'm
I haven't
interested to
seen
see
him
what he
forever.
says.
Yeah, that's.
I'm interested to see what he says.
I'm excited.
He's always been a
I'm excited to have as many people on here as humanly possible because, like I said, the more viewpoints and the more people that we can have different conversations with, it just creates better conversation.
Mm-hmm. Comes up with new things to entertain the audience.
Fuck. I feel like a piece of shit because I haven't been paying attention to the news at all.
I haven't really either, but I still check the news every day, at least
But
once.
I just know that it's been insanely hot in Ohio, record temperatures.
Man, I wonder what could possibly cause things to get slightly warmer over time.
Yeah, I have no idea. It might be that global warming myth.
That what? Wait, what?
That global warming myth. You know, that thing that's totally, it's just a sham, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Climate change.
Well, yeah, of course. Why the fuck do you think I voted for Trump?
Exactly.
He's the first one to tell it like it is. China made that shit up to get Barack Hussein Obama elected.
The sad part is that there's actually people out there that probably think that way.
Mm-hmm. Like a good solid 20% of this population. I believe, what is it, 28% of this population thinks Jesus speaks directly with them, or God speaks directly with them. That's, yeah.
I think that's 28%.
Yeah, 28%. And, all 28% of those people are in Texas, surprisingly.
So
I'm kidding.
Just move all the junk on that bin
Mhm.
that you can pull up right there.
Shoot.
I guess I'll start with an introduction there.
Yeah, our first guest.
Yeah, Davion is my coworker, mine and Jordan's coworker. He worked with me before. He quit for a little bit and then came back. And and we've just been kicking it outside of work a lot, just hanging out, and that's just my boy. So I guess I'll let him speak for himself. What's up, Davion?
How you doing, man? Appreciate you guys having me on.
I'm doing fine. Shawn doesn't like to answer those types of questions, though.
What do you mean?
How you doing, bro? How you doing?
I'm doing terrible.
Oh. Well, let's sit and have a conversation for a
No,
moment.
I'm kidding. I'm doing great. No, realistically, I think that I think that we should just have as many people on as possible.
Yeah.
Even if it would be somebody stupid as Cardino. I see him in there lurking.
Well, welcome to third guest.
Yeah, literally.
I use this for a
I'm playing.
Use it. Oh yeah, for sure. So, is there anything in particular that you want to talk about, Davion? I guess
No,
since you're the guest, I'll let you try to choose the first topic.
Honestly, I'm just as open with it as I was honestly, I'm just gonna come over and I was coming to listen, but of course I'll give my input and
What's something you've been thinking about recently?
Is there anything
Like today,
like anything going on
when you were
in the world
napping.
that's like bugging you, or like anything that's happened in like news, or like even
Even in sports, it doesn't matter what it is.
sports, music, it can
yeah,
be
of course,
anything. We can sit here and talk music all day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, we can have a great conversation when it comes to music.
Exactly.
We can have a great conversation when it comes to anything, just because like all of us are just like literally smart and everybody can have a great conversation.
For sure.
And like you guys' podcast, that's why I'm like excited to be on here today because it's cool. You guys have that type of momentum going for each other.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I appreciate that.
Oh, for sure. This is some good stuff, man.
So,
I always thought about doing it.
So there's nothing in particular that you would like to speak on?
You're just going to go with the flow?
Yeah, that's literally was my objective to go with.
Alright, cool.
Well, we'd probably have topics.
'Cause
It's like it, at least with Trent.
If
Yeah,
I
I know
knew I was
Trent.
gonna
I know
be-
Trent comes prepared at least.
I'm prepared somewhat.
If I knew I was going to be on, I would prepare myself. And
For sure,
you know,
for sure.
have some stuff.
Yeah, this is all spontaneous. I
Mhm.
just
We like to have a healthy mix of freestyling and having topics.
exactly.
Because I find that you have to have a good balance between those to get people genuinely interested in something. So Trent, what is one of our first? Do you have any non-political things to start out with, or do you want to jump right into it?
I do have a political thing pulled up, but I can find a non-political thing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I mean, just whatever you want to start out with first.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's see what's on
people are
CBS.
freaking out about the NBA again, like for no reason. Not gonna lie. Every time I open Twitter, it's just something about some random basketball player going to a different team, or like some.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest. I do like basketball more than most professional sports. But I don't keep up with it really.
I'm not hating on it at all. Basketball it's fun to. I mean, it's
the
definitely,
NBA is
it's
a
definitely more
corporation,
entertaining to watch than football. But
If I had to guess, I'd say the NBA pulls typical corporate shit.
At least 10 people were killed in a plane that crashed in Texas.
Oh well. Yeah, somehow that's still happening in 2019.
it's kind of
Yeah,
bad.
guys, we need to ban all death. Stand with me. I'm against death.
Yeah, me too. I'm against murder.
Yeah.
I'm against
I'm really against bad things, but I'm for good things too.
Well, I don't know if I'm against it, but I just don't stand with it.
any. Yeah, exactly. Anything that's bad, I can't go.
Yeah.
That's how people on Twitter are. No cap.
Virtue signaling nonsense.
Georgia protests continue for 10th day and largest turnout yet.
Oh,
Where are
What
they
are they-
protesting?
That's what I'm about to find out.
turned out it's like
Interior Minister Georgi Gakaria, I'm sorry if I butchered that, to resign. The rallies began June 20th, and it's following the visit of Russian MP to the Georgian parliament.
Oh, okay, this is Georgia, not U.S. Georgia.
Like the actual country.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that doesn't matter as much though.
Yeah, dude.
You might as well go back to U.S. politics.
Nah.
Hey, I clicked the first thing that popped up on Twitter that wasn't about basketball, so.
Oh, so you
Yeah, going to CBS was not a good decision because 90% of it was just like ads for new movies and shit.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
ads.
Well,
I
ads
know
on
we
forum
talked about it
articles.
last week, but it's another reason why people should they should be skeptical to trust news sources and things they see on social media.
We officially have AI that can write as good as people. Like,
I
write
mean, not
articles
only
as
do
good
you
as
have to be
people.
skeptical, you have to filter through a lot of bullshit.
Just ads and just shit that it's just nonsense. Like it's not even
Designed to catch your attention for just the attention,
exactly.
nothing else.
That's it.
Just a slot machine, like that virtual slot machine. Best way to say it, I guess. With pretty colors.
Oh, here's a tweet. Tulsi Gabbard spoke for 8 minutes in her debate, and Bernie Sanders spoke for 13 in his, and each debate was 2 hours.
That's kind of bad.
We were right about that. Oh, that's another thing. That is something that happened in the course last
they
week.
cut Yang's mic.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, bro! I forgot about this. I forgot that the Democratic debates were this previous week. That was like a circus.
So I'm not gonna lie to you. I just saw all I saw was the clip of his mic getting cut. So what? I'm just trying to. I don't know exactly specifically what happened there. What subject were they even speaking on?
It was probably when he said universal basic income at the very end.
There were a lot of different points where they kind of tried to take him off the rails.
Yeah, for sure. And it's funny because we knew that Bernie Sanders, Tulsi Gabbard, Andrew Yang, because of their far left populist ideals, they were going to be silenced by MSNBC. Not silenced, but they were going to it was going to have the appearance that they're allowed to speak, and then everything is dressed up in such a way where they actually don't get to speak. I mean, so he just said, Tulsi spoke for 8 minutes, Bernie for 13 minutes in a 2-hour debate.
Right. I would say, if there was an even distribution of time for each candidate to speak in the debate, and it's 2 hours, then that's 12 minutes each.
Yeah.
But it was obviously structured in such a way that one or
Pete
two
Buttigieg.
people were talking a lot more.
Oh, yeah. It was so obvious.
How do you say
the chosen one, Buttigieg.
Buttigieg?
So even though Bernie went over the average,
Jesus.
I'd say that he was probably not quite on par, but definitely competitive.
I don't even know
as
who
far as
I don't know who Pete Buttigieg
the amount of
is.
time that
He's
people give
a
to speak.
mayor from Indiana.
But the amount of time I heard his fucking name during that debate, Jesus Christ.
He's the corporate chosen one
Literally,
right now.
we get
other than
it.
Kamala
We
Harris
get
and
it.
Joe
The
Biden.
oil companies bought you. We understand, dude. You don't have to fucking.
It's funny watching all the packaged Democrats try to be more morally superior than the other one.
Literally, it's funny because they know from 2016's election that
they know it wouldn't. even work.
we need to act like Bernie, not like Hillary to win.
Yeah,
Right.
but they still want to act just enough like Hillary to
They want
appease
to
the
act
masses.
worse than Hillary. Want. It's so bad.
Dude, Kamala ended Biden's bid in the second debate.
Yeah.
While it was happening, she just sniped him.
Then Tulsi
middle
ended
of the
Tim
debate.
Ryan.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
Tulsi did Tim Ryan,
she was
and there was a Fox News article.
She came
today.
in. She was like, "Well, actually, when I was in the military,
Yeah, she was like, Tim.
took a
She was like,
shit on
Tim,
him.
I'm gonna need you to bend over because I brought this 12-inch strap on, and I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking use it on you.
Shit.
That is Tulsi Gabbard. I'm not kidding.
That was
That's why she
crazy.
should be president.
That was
No, I'm just kidding.
I was,
I'm kidding. I do
was
want
gonna
Bernie to
say,
be
I saw
president.
Fox News
Personally.
articles today praising Tim Ryan for his comments on Medicare for All.
Finally,
saying
a
that he
Democrat speaks about the
some
military.
finally someone.
Someone respects the
don't-
troops on the left. About damn time.
Oh my god, that's accurate though, man.
That's really accurate.
You know, we've been in Afghanistan for 18 years, man, but it's only felt like 5 minutes. It's been so fun.
Oh my god. Honestly, you want to know how to fix the world, Jordan?
What? Everyone work together and fundamentally change the way we view each other so we can, have a communal way of living. And then
Pull all the troops out of everywhere that they're deployed. You, I would say cut the military budget in half. You deregulate basically all the oil companies and I would say that 70% of the people who are responsible for emissions and everything.
Yeah.
I would get rid of,
You try them
basically
for treason against humanity.
Basically, if everybody was focused on climate change and not the military and
destroying the neoliberal global complex.
not the ridiculous other things that we're funding, I just don't understand. With the amount of money that is in circulation in the government, there's just no reason that we should be funding as much as that shit as we do. Do you know how much an F-16 costs?
$2 million.
I'm about to look that up.
$3 million.
How much an individual F-16 costs to make, because, like, I hate to break it to people, but, like, we're not going to war.
The F-16, not the F-16, the F-35, the new one, there was $1.5 trillion of R&D just to produce that, and the word is that they still don't work.
Yeah,
It's
that's
expected to cost $85 million per unit. So every time 17% of your money comes out of your paycheck, like a small portion of that, not even a small portion of it, a good majority of that is going towards funding for that.
as opposed to the penny they give to NASA a year.
Yeah, as opposed to the penny they give to the EPA and the penny they give to NASA every year.
Oh, Trump's administration has gutted the fucking EPA.
And the
Yeah.
$2 that they give to the public education system.
I mean, wasn't the guy in Trump's position for EPA secretary or EPA whatever? Who is that again? It's Rick Perry.
Scott Pruitt.
Is it Rick
Or
or
no,
Scott Pruitt?
It was Scott Pruitt.
I can look it
It
up.
was Scott
What
Pruitt
was it?
before.
It was
might have
Scott Pruitt.
changed since then.
Oh, okay.
I think his replacement was a coal lobbyist.
Oh.
Andrew Wheeler.
That's the
Andrew
guy.
Wheeler. Yeah, he was literally a lobbyist for the coal industry.
Yeah,
he's in charge of the
so
EPA.
There's no reason that
That just off like you can't possibly think that makes sense.
Yeah, that things are not specifically
And the-
being made in place to
And the reason it doesn't make
Prevent-
sense.
people from being aware of climate change. Like
Yeah.
it's as simple as that. Like you can't have somebody that lobbied for the coal industry be the head of the Environmental Protection Agency.
Yeah,
for your
or
country.
if they are, they at least should be like they should go through a litmus test of like, you know, what have you supported in the past to make you qualify for this position.
So Andrew Wheeler,
And that guy has none.
it says, this is Wikipedia, since 2009 he represented the coal producer Murray Energy, privately owned by Robert Murray, a supporter of President Trump.
Like-
Yikes.
How could that be any more obvious? I
Right,
mean, you got that from
it's-
Wikipedia, right?
Yeah.
And you can, generally speaking, you can trust Wikipedia because it's moderated with people that have accounts there, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was nominated in October of 2017.
Who usually have
and-
specialization.
Wikipedia 9 times out of 10 is a very good source.
I would say it's
Because-
low key one of the best sources I've ever used.
It's
Just because it gives you sources. on
yeah,
what it used to write the article.
everything, every detail that's on there is it's sourced, and if it's not, then it's
Yeah.
not. It'll tell you at the top of the
Yeah,
article.
it's
that
not sourced properly.
It's not an official
So you
article.
take it with a grain. Yeah,
He's been EPA administrator since January 3rd, 2018.
yeah, it's just ridiculous. Who preceded him? Scott Pruitt.
Yeah, I believe so.
What is the EPA even
His
fucking
predecessor.
doing?
Probably like
Let's
No,
go to
he
the-
was
they're probably
preceded
playing
by
8-ball on their phones.
Let's go to the EPA's
Robert
website and see.
Kirchhoff.
Let's see what they're talking about right now.
who was preceded by.
Major
Wait.
cleanup completed after typhoon.
I mean, it's gonna look like they care about the environment, but they're not actually like. That's the thing about Trump is that he has like the ability to craft an image of populism.
Or
Hold on,
no.
This looks like a school
Let
made
me find
website.
this
Like
out
this
real
looks like a website that a college kid would make for like a project.
Yeah,
This
now
doesn't even-
that you show that to me.
This is just depressing. Environmental topics, air. Let's go see. Let's see it. What you can do. Oh yeah, Energy Star. Make sure you buy all this shit.
Oh
It
yeah,
has
they
the
got rid
Energy
of Scott
Star,
Pruitt in July
logo
6th of
on it.
2018. It's been a while since Scott Pruitt was head of the EPA.
Yeah, that's kind of bad. Trump
This is crazy.
seems to be in some kind of journey to destroy the whole world. Now, I don't think it's him, of course. It'd be a little naive to think the person who's actually responsible for a lot of the shit happening in the world right now would show their face so blatantly. It's also a mistake to think that any president has had any like real power to affect change for a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Other than obviously picking, I mean, obviously there's some aspects which they do make things worse, but in general,
I just think that
I would say
they're-
our whole economy is the reason why everything has gotten as bad as it is.
like people. Fry asked me if I believed in the Illuminati, and I told him that I do not believe in the Illuminati, but I would not be like I wouldn't disregard the idea that there is a group of very powerful, very rich people who are pulling strings like behind the scenes of everything.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like that episode of like House of Cards, where Frank Underwood's in between his terms as president or whatever, and he just goes to that secret society of people, and it's all the world's billionaires and like tech leaders. And what was that story about the like? There were so many people from high positions on Wall Street that were part of that. Like they dressed up like in diapers.
Oh,
You remember
I know
what was
you're
that
talking
called?
about.
What was that called?
I think that was on Secular Talk's channel.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, actually, just you know what? We should just start showing Secular Talk videos instead of our own content and getting money from it.
Yeah, we should screen cap that content.
Yeah.
And just put our watermark over it.
Yeah, put our faces on it and try to lip sync the words.
What do you guys think about the image of Trump and meeting up with Kim Jong-un this morning in North Korea?
I think it's a little.
I actually forgot that happened.
I did not know that was going to happen, and I just think that's a little.
I think that he.
I think it's low key just like theater. Like I don't think anything's actually happening there. I think it's just they want the news to go crazy about it and distract everyone.
Exactly. The way that I look at Trump is that
Because I honestly do think the peace deal with North Korea is a reasonable thing.
he just really cares about his image.
Yeah.
And it was very, very obvious with the,
Yeah.
I don't even know exactly what he said
Yeah.
about
Other presidents did too. He's just
Kim
so
Jong-un.
honest about it.
Let's see.
Yeah, I think I know the video you were talking about. 1% party billionaires they dressed in drag and mocked the poor.
Oh, get it? Drag back.
And one of the people who snuck into
it's
the
not.
party was a journalist.
That's bad.
Yeah, that is pretty bad.
They were mocking the poor. That's obviously the worst part of that. That's just ridiculous. Throwing a party. Wasn't that literally after the 2008 crisis? I'm very sure that was like...
It was 5 years ago, so it was in...
Yeah, so it was
That's
after...
when it was uploaded. I don't know about the
They're probably
party
partying
itself.
like, man, all this government money. All this government money. He's like, who's trying to hit a lick on the taxpayers again? And they all just take a drink.
That's what they're doing right now.
That's what they're about to do with the student loan crisis, what they're about to do with the second housing crisis. In the next 5 to 7 years. Yeah, dude, actually in the next 38 to 39 months, there's going to be a crisis. And I think that we should probably elect a Democrat to avoid that. No, in all seriousness, though, in the next 5 to 10 years, there's going to be another financial crisis. And no Democrat is going to help with it.
I mean...
Other than maybe
Harris
Sanders.
now trailing just Biden. Sanders after Dem Debates.
If they'll vote for a Green New Deal, then
Who's on top?
That's something you should know.
Oh, that's what I'm about to read.
Who... I can't wait for that false poll to just be like, well, the people who bought the $2,000 plus seats
All right, fellas.
all agree.
I have to make an exit.
Oh, all right.
It has lured me. Yeah, I'm so...
Alright, well, you guys heard it here first. Davion came out of the closet, and he's in love with a mitt. It was nice having you on. No, but, seriously, this thing says that Kamala Harris's breakout moment in last Thursday's Democratic debate
What breakout moment?
confronted Joe Biden propelled her to third place.
That completely staged thing.
Behind the former Vice President, Senator Bernie Sanders. Or behind the former Vice President and Senator Bernie Sanders.
Sweet.
So, I don't know if that's for, like, respectively, or...
I mean, just kind of sounds like like something that's just not even real to me. Like I don't like when I saw the debate, I saw that live what she said to Biden. That just did not. That sounded like WWE. Like I don't know what that was.
I mean, I think that
Junior
regardless
sparks-
of the validity of the criticisms, it definitely resonated with voters. And I think that there was an amount of validity to her criticisms.
Yeah, there was. But I just feel like she doesn't deeply care about those issues. I feel like she's like taking from Sanders, and not necessarily Sanders, but like the real popular left.
We could probably find some interesting things on her record she was the Attorney General in California.
Yeah.
During the Democratic presidential debate, Donald Trump Jr. retweeted to his millions of followers a critic of Democratic presidential candidate Kamala Harris, who took issue with her racial identity before deleting the tweet.
What?
Why? Like, I don't even like Kamala Harris, but why is it that every time someone that's not white runs for office, they say like, "Oh, you're not American. You're from fucking Kenya." Fucking
Because
like, what the fuck? Why?
I think people don't really understand how bigoted a large part of the voting population is.
Like, that's Donald Trump's son. Like, Donald Trump Jr. retweeted something about
Well,
that.
he probably doesn't actually think. Like, honestly, he probably doesn't even give a fuck about
No,
any
I'm
of
not
this.
saying he does. I was just saying it's
He just knows that if he retweets that, so many people are going to be pitted against so many people in the comments that it's going to manipulate. So it's going to manipulate the group cohesion of this country.
It's insane.
And
So I saw an article about this 5 minutes ago from the from the Wall Street Journal. Now it's a live video on Reuters. There's a protest erupting in Hong Kong.
over what?
I'm about to find out. Oh, they're clashing with police over a Chinese extradition bill.
Well, as we all know, China is the freest country on earth. So I find their disloyalty to God-sent President Xi Jinping very offensive. It's honestly very dishonorable. No.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're basically in the same conditions, except under God Emperor Trump.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Hong Kong, I know that there's been a lot of, like... Didn't China absorb Hong Kong back into its society in, like, 1998? Like, it was a part of the British Empire before then. And it was, like, one of the last... So, I wonder if there's still, like, cultural clashes going on there. Of, like, where the British Empire controlled it for so long and imposed its way of life. That now that they're faced with being a Chinese society for the past 20 years, I just wonder if that's, like, fucked with the way they view their government.
Yikes.
What?
Nothing. I'm just concerned as to why Apple rejected our podcast. So, I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
Apple
later.
Podcast? Well,
they gave they didn't give a specific reason at all, so it's kind of annoying. It just says the following podcast has not been included to the iTunes podcast directory. It gives the name, and then it says may not be included on Apple Podcasts for a variety of reasons. And then the list of reasons is just stupid.
let me see the list of reasons.
It's nonsense. It's like, okay, we get it. You're trying to censor people.
I want to see it.
Hold on. I just closed the tab on accident.
So Apple doesn't want our podcast on its platform.
No, I don't think that. I just think that it was either tagged wrong. I was just saying, like, I hope that it wasn't something like that.
Yeah, it would suck. But
it's... Let's see. It says password protection, irrelevant content, or spam. Explicit language without setting the explicit tag to yes, which I did. Content that could be construed as racist, misogynist, or homophobic. Explicit or self-censored explicit language. Reference to illegal drugs, profanity, or violence. Content depicting graphic sex, violence, gore,
or
and
hate
drugs.
hate themes.
Third-party content or trademarks without legal authorization.
Wait, are they saying it's all those things or just some of those things?
No. This is literally like... This is just a list of reasons why your podcast can be denied.
Oh, this isn't a reason our podcast was designed.
No.
I was like, what?
Absolutely not. No.
I was like, how?
Like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh. I legitimately thought that was the list of reasons our podcast was not going to be on Apple. It said hate themes. Like, well, where? Like, just point to
I mean,
me.
it was a reference to drugs. Yeah, you got us there, but
That's crazy.
I don't know about that other shit.
Like, what? Actually, I'm a proud liberal. So, I beg you, internet overlord.
That's fucking crazy.
I'm kidding. We all know the internet is a completely free marketplace of ideas with no...
Like, totally not controlled.
It's not controlled by in any way.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with that one.
On Twitter, you can just post whatever you want, and it's just completely fair. Like, if you're whatever you post first, it gets seen first, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing else happens.
Yeah, they don't filter it by...
They don't put people who agree with them more on top. They don't have a trending page of things that trend artificially.
I want to, in your assessment, do you think it would be worth it to rebrand the podcast in a drug-free way? To actually, like, kind of reconcile with them?
I don't think it would be a big deal.
Right.
Because it really isn't. I mean, it's a play on words. It really isn't about drugs. It's just the High Council. The High Council means what it means. The council that is high, not necessarily in a drug way.
But it's not just the title. It's also, like, in the videos, we literally talk about smoking weed.
Huh?
In some of the earlier videos, we literally talked about smoking weed.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it's not that. I don't think. I think that the podcast was just probably not tagged properly, or
yeah, that's not the reason.
There literally has to be a reason. I doubt somebody blocked that for that specific reason.
Yeah, I don't think it's. No one is promoting the use of any illegal substances
at all,
in any way, shape, or form.
It's as simple as that.
I mean, there's definitely not active promotion, but they don't really care about that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I doubt that that's the reason why. I mean, regardless, we can just upload this one and see how it goes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we're at the 30-minute mark. I don't really have anything else to talk about. I'm kind of winding down. Do you guys have anything left?
You have any more topics?
Not really.
Alrighty, yep. I'm just going to cut it short because it's Sunday, and I feel like that's a good excuse to cut it short.
Yeah, it's kind of a makeup episode, so it's not necessarily like...
Yeah. We'll get back to it next weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll have Grayson on next weekend. Davion might be on with him, too. Other than that, yeah, thanks for listening to us. Sorry this episode was so boring, but I was just hella underprepared, so I got y'all next time.
I didn't think it was boring. I thought it was great.
Thank you guys for listening.